Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so you don't miss whenever I post another video. Let's get straight into it. And I'm just going to take this brush and smooth out that concealer, making sure that I get rid of any creasing. You can also add some translucent powder on top of the lid as well to help with that, but for this look, I didn't need it. With this first shade, I used two different shades and mixed them together, and I just applied it to the outer corner using some tapping motions. And I'm going to build that up just a little bit, and then at the top, I'm going to blend it towards the front inner corner. And you want to lightly do this, and that's just to give it that more faded look, so a little bit of that color when you go to cut your crease will show through. And because I felt like it wasn't deep enough, I just built it up and added a little more of that color. And you want to make sure again that you're going over the same section. Using that same brush, I'm going to use that second shade that I mixed with the first one, and I'm going to blend out the edges. And as you can see, this is giving a more faded look as well. And you can keep it this way so when you cut your crease, it'll still look right. But I decided that I'm going to go in with another color. To blend that out even further, I'm going in with a lighter pink shade, and I'm just going over both of those areas and blending outward. And you want to keep doing this until you're satisfied with how it's blended. Once you're done blending, you should have something like this, and everything should be nice and smooth. And because I wanted that first shade to show through a little more, I went in with a little more of that. And now I'm going to take that last shade that I applied, and I'm going to apply it just a little bit more so everything blends together. And now it's time to do a cut crease, and I'm going in that inner corner first, and I'm applying that concealer right above my natural crease area just a little bit because I wanted the shade to show just a little bit. And you can apply it a little higher if you really want it to show through. It's just up to you and what look you're going for. Now I'm just going to take my finger to kind of get rid of that harsh line in the outer corner. And then I'm going to go in with a little more of that product using that first shade that I applied, basically to help get rid of that harsh line. And then I'm also going to go in with that second shade as well, because again, you want everything to flow together. And now I'm going in with that light pink shade, and I'm applying that to the rest of that concealer using some tapping motions. You can use whatever brush that you decided to use. I just used the brush that I had already started using because I didn't want to dirty up another brush. And I'm just tapping that into place, making sure I build it up. And you honestly can leave the look just like this, but if you like me and love glitter, you'll go in with a little glitter. So now I'm just applying the glitter right on top of that pink shade, as well as a little bit into that second and third shade. And now I'm going to repeat the same steps on the opposite side. And I already moisturized my face off camera. Now I'm going in with some hydrating primer. And I like to go in with this all over the face just to make sure that my face is nicely hydrated. And then I'm gonna go in with a mattifying primer only on my nose and the outer portion of my nose, because that's where I tend to get the oiliest first, no matter how much powder or anything like that I put on. And for the foundation, you want to use a little bit at a time and then build it up. But I had put too much on my hand, so I wanted to use it up because there's no way I can put it back in the container. On top of, you kind of don't want to put it back in the container. But I'm just going to make sure this is nicely blended out on one side before moving on to the other side. And of course, the video is sped up so that it won't be so long, because when I'm doing my makeup, I really like to take my time with each step. And I also like to drag my foundation down to my neck because I do have PCOS. And for those of you who want to know more on that, just comment down below and I will do a video talking about it. But that's the reason why I apply my foundation on my neck. Now I'm going in with some hydrating spray before going in to blend that out just a little bit. Using this sponge will also help soak up that extra foundation. The sponge is dry. I feel like the dry sponge worked better for me. Now I'm going in with a lighter concealer just to highlight some of the areas on my face, under my eyes, my forehead, and the center of my nose. Under my eyes, I am going to let that sit for a little while I blend out the other concealer. To blend out the edges of that concealer, whatever product is remaining on that foundation brush is what I use. And I'm going to do the same thing when blending out that concealer on my nose as well as under my eyes. I like to blend out the edges first and let that inner corner dry down a little bit more, because once this concealer dries down, it's very hard to move it around. And I don't mind if it's a little tougher to move around in the inner corner so much as I do the rest of the face, because that can make or break a look. I also went in with a little bit of the darker shade only on the outer corner because I wanted that to be more so of a natural finish versus a highlighted look in that area. Again, that is optional. You don't have to do it that way. To get rid of that harsh line, I'm just using my foundation brush and tapping that into place between the foundation and the concealer. And now I'm going in with a little bit of bronzer just to bring some more color back to the face. And I'm using a little at a time and building it up because this bronzer is very pigmented, so you want to use a little at a time. I'm also going to add a little bit of that bronzer on my nose. And once you apply and blend out that concealer, you really don't have to use the bronzer on your nose. But for certain situations, I like to. And now I'm just taking my foundation brush to blend out that bronzer. This will help everything flow together and be nice and smooth. Now I'm taking that dry sponge and lightly tapping and blending out that concealer underneath the eyes. And I like, again, to use a dry sponge over the damp sponge because I feel like the damp sponge kind of takes away more product than what you want. And I want it to be more coverage. And now I'm just applying a little bit of setting powder underneath the eye just to kind of set it into place before moving on to really baking. I don't bake for too long because I do have dry skin and I don't like the extra powdery feeling on my face. But when you do a little at a time, it does not feel like heavy or cakey or anything like that. Everywhere that I applied that concealer is where I'm adding this powder. And whatever powder was remaining on the sponge is what I use for this part right here. Normally I'll go in with a little more powder, but I decided to just use whatever was left on there and whatever was left on the back of my hand as well. And as you can see, it got the job done. Now I'm just going in with some pressed powder that's close to my skin tone, and I'm dusting away all the excess powder as well as setting everything into place. I normally don't wear blush, so what I did was mix two different shades of eyeshadow together to get this cute little pinkish color. And I just applied a little bit of that and then used that same powder brush to kind of dust away the excess. And I did the same thing with some glitter, just applied a little bit over the blush and then used that same brush to kind of dust away the excess. For the lips, I'm going in with my favorite lip liner. I need to just bring out the other one, but I'm trying to use this one until it's used all the way up. And I'm just applying a little bit at a time, outlining my lips, and then I'm filling in any areas that I want it to be filled in, because any lip that you see me do will be an ombre lip. Now I'm going in with a little bit of this lipstick in the center. And when I say a little bit, it does look like I applied a lot, but not a lot comes out. So it kind of comes out like a gloss versus like a lipstick, but it does dry down. And there you have it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Again, everything will be listed down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you in the next video.